Are you looking for some aerial yoga conditioning? Something that's going to help strengthen our glutes, our hips, our abs? Well, today's class is just for you. Hey friends, it's Kate here. Thank you so much for joining me for a class today. Now, I've got a short aerial yoga or Aerialates, a little bit of Pilates with our aerial yoga. And we are going to keep the hammock at a pretty low height. It's right above my knees. We'll start with some fabulous, wonderful strength building activities for our glutes and our hips. And we'll finish with a little bit of tummy work. Go ahead, roll out your mat, grab your aerial yoga hammock. Let's get started. We'll begin laying on our back. And I believe I mentioned this in the intro, but in case I didn't, the hammock is just above my knees as far as the height of it goes. Take your hands further away from your body, maybe off the mat. Open up your palms, push them down into the ground, push your shoulder blades into the ground, and feel your low back imprint. If that's a new term for you, it simply means to press the low back down into the ground. Eyes can be opened or closed, but take a big sip of air in. Nice big breath out. Again, big inhale. Big breath out. One more time. And release. Seal the lips together. Breathe through the nose. Stretch your hands overhead, grow long from the tip of your toes through your body out your fingers. Start to sway your feet right and left, side to side. Does it feel good to keep that action small, to take it bigger? Eyes can stay closed, or maybe you flutter them open, but eventually pause, push down into the hammock with the back of your heels. Feel your low back imprint a little bit more. Take an inhale, stretch longer through your right hand, right side. Toes gently sway to the left. Stretch longer through your left hand, left side. Toes sway to the right. Pull yourself back to center, low back still down. Take your hands by your sides. Again, suction cup your palms to the mat, open up across your chest, feeling the shoulder blades connect beneath you. Inhale, lift the hips, find a small bridge pose. Notice if you're overly arching your back. We're not going for a big heart opening feeling at the moment, but instead I'm wrapping my oblique muscles in. I'm pulling the navel to spine. I'm squeezing my thigh-butt connection point. Take a great big breath. From the sternum, roll all the way down to the mat without letting your chest rise. Inhale, immediately pick up the hips, roll yourself back up. Exhale, one vertebra at a time, slowly come down. Inhale, tip the hips, lift all the way up. Exhale, gently roll down. 2 more times just like that. Notice especially as we lower the hips, do your shoulders want to peel off the mat? Can you resist this feeling? Lift up and pause. Take a great big breath. Big sigh out. Can you drop your right hip lower than your left? Your toes may sway gently to the left as you do so. Big inhale. Use your exhale, bring your hips to center. Drop your left hip lower than your right. Take a big breath. Exhale, pull yourself to center. Lift the hips a little higher. Take a big full inhale. Roll all the way down to the mat. Sway the feet. Stretch the hands overhead. Maybe it now feels good to even bend the knees and circle them around. Ideally, I'm still imprinting my spine, but if it feels better to find a little arch, you do what works for you. Eventually come back to your center, palms into the floor, chest open, nose high. We're going to turn our toes out, flexing the feet. I am pushing the tops of my feet into the hammock, creating a little resistance there. Again, lift up into the top of your bridge, hold. Really squeeze the inner thighs towards one another. Squeeze your thigh-butt connection point. Take a great big inhale. Big breath out. Another big inhale. Now as you exhale, bend your knees like a little froggy off to the side. Did you arch your back? Did you lower the hips? Can we keep them level? Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend the knees. 3 more, straighten and bend at your own pace. No hurry, no rush whatsoever. This time bend and pause. Push down into your heels a little bit more. Maybe you pick up your hips very gently. I'm still thinking about pulling my pubic bone up towards my belly button, wrapping the tummy muscles in, so I'm keeping more of an elongated low back than arching into it. Can you hold this little froggy shape? Take a big sip of air in. As you exhale from the sternum, roll your hips down to the ground. Inhale, pick up your hips, return to our bridge. Exhale, roll down to the ground. Inhale, lift the hips right back up. 3 more, exhale, roll down. Inhale, return. 2 more, exhale, roll down. Inhale, return. Last one, roll down, pause, straighten the legs once more, reach the hands overhead, a nice easy sway. Maybe again, circle the knees. Find any movement that feels good to you. Take it at your own pace. Pause with your legs long. From here, one more time, we'll bring our hands by our sides, open up across our chest, and lift our hips up. Now this time, legs stay parallel. If it feels better to turn them out and to flex them, I'm okay with that. But we're gonna go about halfway down and then all the way up. So I'm going to roll halfway down to the mat. My upper back is touching the ground, my hips and my lower back are not. Exhale, push the hips all the way back up to your starting. Inhale, roll halfway down. Exhale, cinch the waist, squeeze your thud as you lift. Inhale, roll halfway down. Exhale, squeeze and lift. Inhale, halfway down. Exhale, tone and lift. 3 more, halfway down. Exhale, pick it up. 2 more, little down. Exhale, pick it up. Last one, down. Exhale, lift, pause. Shoulders down, nose high, take a breath. Roll all the way to the mat. Take your right foot out of the hammock. Place it on the floor. Sway your lifted left leg. You can circle it. You can keep it straight. You do you. Now extend the leg long. Press down into the hammock with your left foot, into the floor with your right, imprint the spine. Take a big breath, push down into your right leg, lift the hips, finding a single leg bridge pose. Almost squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Squeeze your thigh back connection point, push down into the shoulders, making sure we still feel open across our chest. Great big inhale, roll down. Lift right back up, roll down. 2 more, lift up and lower. Last one, lift up, pause. This one might be too much for all of us. It's okay if it is, but can you press more into your extended left leg? Take a big inhale. Exhale, pick up your right leg. Touch it back down to the floor. Exhale, pick up the leg. Touch it down to the floor. 3 more, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, lift, pause. Maybe extend your leg to the sky. Perhaps give it a flex, pushing the hips a little higher. Take a big inhale. Roll all the way down to the mat. Hug your knee into your chest. Give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Maybe circle the knee around. And then we'll take a little twist before we do our other side. So twist your right leg towards the left. Knee can stay straight. You can bend it. I said that in the opposite direction of what I did, but I hope you understand. Take a full big inhale. Roll to your back when you're ready. Replace your right foot where your left was and take your left down to the ground. Now before we do our bridge work on this side, you can circle your extended right leg. As you feel ready, take the foot in front of you. Feel your spine imprint. Already turn on the abdominal muscles. For me, the more I pull my pubic bone up towards my navel, the more I feel those big, deep tummy muscles working. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, roll down. Lift the hips and roll down. Wave through your spine, 1 vertebra at a time lifts, 1 vertebra at a time lowers. This time lift, pause, squeezing your thighs towards one another. Notice if your shoulders are rising to your ears. Can you relax your jaw and face? Big inhale. Exhale, lift your left leg. Inhale, touch it down. Exhale, lift the left leg. Inhale, touch it down. 3 more, exhale, pick it up. Inhale, drop. 2 more, exhale, pick it up. Inhale, drop. Last one, lift, pause. Extend the leg to the sky. Maybe give it a flex. Maybe push the hips up higher. Full big inhale. Roll down to the mat. Pull your knee into your chest. Big hug, big squeeze. You can circle your left knee. You can sway your right. Find any movement that feels good to you. Now let's replace both feet inside the hammock. Take your hands overhead. Another big stretch, pressing the low back down. Take your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide. No lifting of your tailbone now, no lifting of the hips, but instead, big inhale, lift head and chest, curl from behind the shoulder blades. Imagine someone chopping you at your sternum, forcing the head and chest to lift, but everything beneath the belly button stayed in place. Poke the elbows wide and look up at your toes. We don't want to look down at our tummy because that usually pulls the chin in a little too much, and looking up at the sky jets it forward. Instead, just right over the toes. Take a big deep inhale. As you exhale, see if you can fold a little higher. Inhale, drop a tiny bit. Exhale, little micro crunch up. Inhale, little lower. 3 more, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more, exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one, lift, pause. If we need to set the head down, that's great. If you can flex your feet, turn your toes away again, that's awesome too. Are you still imprinting the spine? Can you imagine a big, heavy object sitting on your tummy, encouraging those muscles to grow deeper to the middle of the body? Take a big sip of air in. As you exhale, bend both knees back out to that froggy shape. Inhale, straighten the legs, squeeze the inner thighs together. Exhale, bend the knees, pull them almost up towards your elbows. Straighten, reach them out and away. 3 more, exhale, pull them in. Inhale, out and away. 2 more, exhale, pull them in. Inhale, out and away. Last one, pull them in, pause. Fold a little higher. Pull the navel in. Take a great big breath. Straighten the legs, lower the head and chest down. Reach your hands over your head. Take a big sway of your feet side to side. Circle the knees. No hurry, no rush. When you're ready, release your feet, pull your knees into your chest, and feel your low back really touch and imprint into the ground. Set the feet on the floor. Take your hands away from your body. Knock your knees together. Windshield wiper the knees right and left, side to side. Pause. You can hold with the knees together, or perhaps it feels better to have feet together, knees apart. Big sip of air in, big sigh out. Another big sip of air in, big sigh out. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock all the way up to a seat. If you get caught in the hammock, that happens to me all the time. As always, my friends, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing something so good and just for you. I certainly hope you enjoy this short strength building aerial yoga sequence, and I cannot wait to see you again.